Eknath Shinde-led government in the state of Maharashtra. Sharad Pawar. The NCP Supremo calls this an act of treason. The party has served disqualification notices to the rebel lot, quote-unquote. Ajit Pawar claims he has the support of over 40 MLAs on his side, which his uncle has rubbished. The ramifications of the split within the NCP go far beyond the existence or the leaning of an individual political outfit. In simple terms, this is not just about the NCP. Ajit Pawar shifting his loyalty has direct consequences for Eknath Shinde, the present Chief Minister, the BJP, and also for the larger opposition unity ahead of 2024, ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. For Eknath Shinde, the vertical split of the NCP and Ajit Pawar joining hands with the BJP directly affects his individual stature and also that of his political outfit. It deprives Shinde faction of their bargaining power and chip and creates an equal competitor in NCP. Various leaders within the BJP are equally uncomfortable with the increasing importance being given to the defectors. And the weakening of the NCP affects the astute image of Sharad Pawar, who has been termed as the Chanakya for the opposition parties. Arguably, this jolt in Maharashtra is sending tremors to various state-centric political parties and making the opposition parties increasingly nervous. Does this upheaval sound endgame for Mahavikas Aghadi? Does it also dampen the opposition sentiment in some way? Our focus on Viewpoint tonight.
मी अजित पवार गांभीर्यपूर्वक दृढकथन करतो की बहुसंख्य आमदार हे राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्षाबरोबर आमच्याबरोबर आहेत. आम्ही सगळेजण एकत्रपणे काम करतोय. पुढेही आम्ही महाराष्ट्राच्या भल्याकरता काम करत राहणार.
पिटीशन हमने विधानसभा के अध्यक्ष साहब के यहाँ कल रात को भेजा था. हमने उनको विनती की है कि वो जल्द से जल्द हमें हियरिंग का मौका दे.
महाराष्ट्र विधानसभेचे सन्मान्य सदस्य श्री जयंत पाटील यांनी राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्षातील 9 आमदारांविरुद्ध अपात्रतेची याचिका आज सादर केलेली आहे. ती मी वाचून घेईन. त्यात नमूद केलेल्या मुद्द्यांचा अभ्यास करून योग्य निर्णय घेईन.
महाविकास आघाड़ी बनते बनते रोज टूटते जा रही है. महाराष्ट्र में ये आघाड़ी महाआघाड़ी अभी आघाड़ी भी नहीं रहा.
और शिवसेना तोड़कर कुछ फायदा नहीं हुआ उनको. पार्टी मजबूत है. पार्टी फिर एक बार एक बड़ा चैलेंज लेकर बीजेपी के सामने खड़ी है.
ये पॉलिटिकल लड़ाई है. कांग्रेस पार्टी शरद पवार जी के साथ है. थोड़ा तो पड़ेगा. जो लोग गए हैं वो हमारे साथ थे, वो हमारे खिलाफ है. उतना एनसीपी के अंदर जो फर्क पड़ेगा, लेकिन हम उसको देख लेंगे. उसका आगे
Well, before we dive deep into this story, joining us on the broadcast is our special guest, Mr. Girish Mahajan, who's a Maharashtra cabinet minister. गिरीश जी नमस्कार, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए. मेरा पहला सवाल आपसे शरद पवार जी के बयान पर है. शरद पवार जी ने आज एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस दी और उन्होंने बयान दिया या अजीत पवार और जो सारे नेता उनके दल से अलग हो गए हैं, उनके हिसाब से कहीं ना कहीं उन्होंने जनता के साथ धोखा दिया है. आप कैसे देखते हैं इस पूरे बयान को?
नहीं, आज पवार साहब को ये लगता है कि लोकशाही का खून हुआ है. अजीत दादा ने जो किया है उसका समर्थन कोई नहीं करेगा. मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि पवार साहब ने 45 साल पीछे जाकर थोड़ा लौटकर भी देखना चाहिए. जब 1978 में वसंतदादा पाटिल मुख्यमंत्री थे, कांग्रेस की सरकार थी, तब उन्होंने क्या किया था? इस बात की शुरुआत महाराष्ट्र में किसने की है? जब वहाँ वसंतदादा मुख्यमंत्री होने के बावजूद पवार साहब अपनी पूरी टीम लेकर बाहर पड़ गए और उसके बाद में उन्होंने हमारे साथ में आके, पुलोत के साथ में आके इधर सरकार बनाई, मुख्यमंत्री बन गए. तब वो जायज़ था. तब उसमें कोई गलत बात नहीं थी. मुझे लगता है इस बात की शुरुआत जो है ये तो पवार साहब ने की है. इस बात की नींव जो है पवार साहब ने रखी है. आज उनको बुरा लग रहा है. तो जैसे आज उनके भतीजे बाहर पड़े, मुंडे साहब के साथ में भी उन्होंने वही किया था. धनंजय मुंडे को उनसे अलग कर दिया था. वो भी हमारे बड़े नेता थे, वो भी डिप्टी सीएम रहे थे, तो उन्होंने भी उनके साथ में वही किया था. तो मुझे लगता है पवार साहब को इतना गलत लगने जैसी बात तो यह है नहीं, क्योंकि इसकी नींव जो है पवार साहब ने शुरू से रखी है.
आप जोड़ तोड़ की राजनीति की बात कर रहे हैं, कहीं ना कहीं ये कहा जा रहा है, आपके राजनीतिक प्रतिद्वंदी, आपके आलोचक ये कह रहे हैं कि बीजेपी ये जोड़ तोड़ की राजनीति इसलिए कर रही है क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं उनको एकनाथ शिंदे में यकीन नहीं है या खुद में विश्वास नहीं है। इस आलोचना पर आपका बयान?
नहीं, मैं पवार साहब के बारे में यही कहूंगा, जोड़ तोड़ की राजनीति किसने सिखाई महाराष्ट्र को? अभी देखो, लास्ट समय जब 19 में हमारी सरकार आ गई थी, उसे बीजेपी और सेना हम साथ में लड़े थे, हमारा अलायंस था, हमारी युति थी, तब शिवसेना जैसे पार्टी के साथ में मिलकर किसने सरकार बनाई? मतलब जो परसों देवेंद्र जी ने बात कही थी कि सभी बातें उन्होंने खुल के कही कि इसके बारे में, सरकार बनाने के बारे में एनसीपी हमारे साथ में कैसे जुड़ी थी, इसके बारे में 3-4 मीटिंग दिल्ली में हुई, उसमें शरद पवार साहब खुद थे, इसमें कौन से पोर्टफोलियो किसको मिलेगा उसका बंटवारा हुआ था, गार्डियन मिनिस्टर कौन सा डिस्ट्रिक्ट किसको मिलेगा इसका भी बंटवारा हुआ था, सब बातें हो गई थी, उसकी कुछ बातें मुझे भी पता है। तो अब इतना होने के बावजूद तुम आखिरी दिन बोलते कि अभी मुझे युति नहीं करनी है, और शिवसेना जैसी पार्टी कि जो बाला साहब जी ने आपको जिंदगी भर गालियां दी, आपने कहा ये जातिवादी पार्टी है, क्या क्या इल्जाम आपने लगाए, और इतना होने के बाद आप उन्हीं के गोदी में जाके बैठ गए, उनको अपने गोदी में बिठा लिया, सरकार बना ली। तो आपको ये जोड़ तोड़ की राजनीति जायज है आपके लिए, और दूसरा कोई करे तो आपको बुरा लगता है। आपके घर के कोई लोग टूट गए तो आपको बुरा लगता है। आपने कितने लोगों के घर तोड़े, आज तक कितने लोगों को आपने एक दूसरे से अलग किया है, इसकी बड़ी लिस्ट बन सकती है। जो बड़े महाराष्ट्र के कद्दावर नेता है, पश्चिम महाराष्ट्र के हो, मराठवाड़ा के हो, तो इनकी बड़ी लिस्ट है, जिनकी शुरुआत पवार साहब ने की थी। आज जैसे आपने बोया है वैसे तो उगेगा, तो आज आपको इतना बुरा क्यों लग रहा है? और ये तो सही में कहूं मैं, ये परिवारवाद की लड़ाई है,
परिवारवाद की लड़ाई है, आप बोल रहे हैं। आपके राजनीतिक प्रतिद्वंदी ये मानते हैं, और एक ही आलोचना है कि ये जोड़ तोड़ की राजनीति इसलिए हो रही है क्योंकि सिर्फ महाराष्ट्र की राजनीति नहीं, केंद्रीय स्तर पर भी जो राजनीति हो रही है, ऑपोजिशन पार्टीज एक साथ आ रही हैं, पटना में उनकी मुलाकात हुई, कहीं ना कहीं एक संयुक्त विपक्ष को तोड़ने की साजिश की जा रही है, और महाराष्ट्र में जो भी हो रहा है ये उसी का हिस्सा है। इस पर आपकी राय?
नहीं, विश्वास क्या, देखो पूरी जनता हमारे साथ में है। 2024 में लोकसभा के जब चुनाव आएंगे तब आपको दिख जाएगा कि 350 सीट बीजेपी की चुन के आ रही है। पूरा देश मोदी जी के नेतृत्व को मान्य करता है, उनका विश्वास मोदी जी के काम के ऊपर है। आज देश कहां से कहां निकल गया है, हम कहां गए, कहां से कहां निकल गए, पूरी दुनिया ये मानती है कि आज हम सुपर पावर होने के रास्ते पे चल रहे हैं, और इसलिए उनके सर्टिफिकेट की जरूरत नहीं है और डर की भी जरूरत नहीं है। लेकिन आज आपके साथ में आपके लोग ही रहने के लिए तैयार नहीं है। शिवसेना की हालत क्या हुई? आपने क्यों परिवारवाद किया? बाला साहब जी के बाद में हो सकता था दूसरा कोई भी शिवसेना अध्यक्ष बन सकता था, लेकिन उद्धव जी बन गए, जिनका कोई मतलब उस वक्त तो उनका कोई मतलब कोई जरूरत नहीं थी, लेकिन क्या उन्होंने, ठीक है मैं उस बारे में टिप्पणी नहीं कहूंगा। अब उद्धव जी के बाद में आपने क्या किया? उनके लड़के को आगे कर दिया। हाँ, आज जो सीनियर नेता थे, जो माननीय बाला साहब जी के साथ में खंडे को खंदा लगा के काम कर रहे थे, तो उनको सबको हटा दिया गया और उद्धव जी का लड़का आगे आ गया। आप उनको दूसरी कतार में लाके उनके साथ में बिठा दिया, बाकी लोग बेचारे पीछे के लाइन में जाके बैठ गए। ये लोगों को आजकल ये नहीं चल रहा है, और इसीलिए जो बगावत हुई, एकनाथ जी का नाम पहले लिया गया सीएम के लिए, बाद में उद्धव जी खुद सीएम बन गए, तो ये क्या चल रहा है? ये परिवारवादी चल रहा है। अभी खुद के लड़के को उन्होंने आगे कर दिया, इसलिए शिवसेना में अनरेस्ट हो गया, सब लोग वहां से बाहर पड़ गए और शिवसेना तितर बितर हो गई। आज वही हालत पवार साहब की भी हुई है। आज जहां अजित दादा जैसा कद्दावार नेता, इतना पावरफुल नेता जो सभी लोग मानते हैं, जो कोई एमएलए मानते हैं, एमपी मानते हैं, प्रमुख कार्यकर्ता मानते हैं, नेता मानते, तो उसके बावजूद उन्होंने भी खुद के लड़की को आगे कर दिया, उनको पार्टी का सर्वस्व बना दिया। तो ये तो होने वाला ही है।
नहीं, एक मिनट के लिए हम एनसीपी या शरद पवार की राजनीति को भूल जाते हैं। हम ये भी भूल जाते हैं कि इतिहास में क्या हुआ है। अगर मैं आपसे सिर्फ नैतिकता पर एक प्रश्न पूछूं तो बार बार ये कहा जाएगा कि ये जोड़ तोड़ की जो राजनीति है कहीं ना कहीं जन विरोधी राजनीति है, और कहीं ना कहीं प्रजातंत्र में इसके लिए जगह नहीं होनी चाहिए। क्या आपको लगता है लोग इस तरह की राजनीति की किसी भी तरीके से समर्थन करेंगे?
नहीं, मुझे ऐसे जनमत विरोधी ऐसे नहीं है, लेकिन देखो अभी आज 2.5 साल उद्धव जी भी यहाँ पर मुख्यमंत्री रहे थे, क्या काम चले थे? पूरी सरकार ठप बैठ गई थी। उद्धव जी तो एक दिन घर के बाहर नहीं निकले। कोरोना जैसा संकट हमारे ऊपर था, लोग मर रहे थे, लेकिन उद्धव जी ने घर के बाहर कदम नहीं रखा। घर के बाहर मंत्रालय की सीढ़ी एक दिन नहीं चढ़े हो, सीएम होने के बाद में मैं घर में बैठ के ही काम करूंगा। अरे लोग बाहर मर रहे हैं, दवाई नहीं है, हॉस्पिटल खाली नहीं है, ऑक्सीजन नहीं है, उसके बावजूद आपने क्या किया? तो अभी आप सरकार हमारी बन चुकी है, रात दिन सीएम डीसीएम घूम रहे, सभी लोगों के सभी वर्गों के पीछे ताकत के साथ खड़े हैं, आम लोगों में रात दिन घूम रहे, 20-20 घंटे काम कर रहे हैं। मुझे लोगों को क्या चाहिए? और जो काम रुक के थे डेवलपमेंट के, वो भी पूरे हो रहे हैं। लोगों को डेवलपमेंट चाहिए, लोगों को काम चाहिए, लोगों को विकास चाहिए, इसीलिए सब लोग उसी के पीछे रहते हैं। जोड़ तोड़ के आगे एक पार्टी अगर पूरे मेजोरिटी में नहीं आती तो जोड़ तोड़ की राजनीति तो होगी ही ना, उसमें तो लोगों को जोड़ना ही पड़ेगा। शरद पवार जी ने जब कांग्रेस को साथ में लिया, शिवसेना को साथ में लिया तो सही था, और हमने किया तो गलत है। ये ऐसी दोहरी नीति पवार साहब की अब नहीं चलेगी, मुझे ऐसे लगता है।
गिरीश जी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अपना समय देने के लिए। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस ऑन द ब्रॉडकास्ट एंड थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग अ पार्ट ऑफ शो दिस इवनिंग। वेल, लेट्स टेक दिस क्वेश्चन टू आवर पैनलिस्ट एज वेल, द ramifications of what has happened in the state of Maharashtra for the state, for Eknath Shinde, for the present government, and also for the run-up to 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Rajiv Pandey, the spokesperson of the BJP. We also have Mr. KJ Josmon from the who's an NCP leader from the Sharad Pawar camp. Tehseen Poonawalla, who's a political analyst, is also joining us on the broadcast. Raj Punj, who's a Shiv Sena leader from the Shinde faction, is also with us on the broadcast. Good evening to all of you. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Rajiv ji, I want to begin the discussion with you. The manner in which this rebellion has happened within the NCP reminds us when Shiv Sena was split vertically. Various questions have been raised by Mr. Sharad Pawar when he recently held a press conference. He was just speaking about 2 hours ago, and he continues to say he has the support of over 40 MLAs on his side.
I know, Anusha ji, that issue will be decided when the matter comes to the Vidhan Sabha, and now there is a petition also filed by one faction that how many people they have. That is a pure arithmetic question. But Sharad Pawar Sahab is talking about that his party is broken because of some other people. That is completely wrong. When Uddhav Thackeray faced the same situation, at that time Sharad Pawar Sahab said Uddhav could not see what is coming. However, here Sharad Pawar Sahab could not see what is coming in the form of their top leaders are leaving the party. If you go into the Maharashtra and ask top 5 leaders after Sharad Pawar in NCP, all 5 have left and joined government as a minister. You know, the basic question, whether it is Uddhav Thackeray's issue or Sharad Pawar Sahab issue, is that they have sidelined the cadre who built the party. You know, Chhagan, Bhujbal ji, Munde ji, Bansode ji, and all other leaders, they built the party, NCP. Ajit Pawar was president of Maharashtra, NCP. He was sidelined and suddenly from somewhere, from helicopter, like in Congress party, that Sonia ji, then Rahul ji, then Priyanka ji.
Rajiv ji,
Just one second.
Yeah.
Same has happened. You know, the issue is in every dynastic party. This may happen today or tomorrow. Don't blame BJP or any other political party.
Okay, 2 points here. Rajiv ji, 2 points here that I want you to address. You've given your opening argument. It is not incidental that in both scenarios BJP is the beneficiary, whether it was the Shiv Sena split or the NCP split. That leads us to the question, I'll give you the chance to respond to it. That leads us to the question what your political opponents are asking, that was this in some way engineered by the BJP? And secondly, on the question of dynastic politics, how is it that the same set of leaders when in Shiv Sena or in NCP are part of dynasty politics, and the same set of leaders when they join your party are suddenly not part of the dynasty politics? Please go ahead, sir.
Anusha ji, in both situations, BJP is not the beneficiary. BJP Shiv Sena fought election together, and that time mandate was stolen by Italian party, Italian Gandhi party, and Sharad Pawar ji. The issue was Sharad Pawar ji did this. BJP and Shiv Sena fought election and conclusively defeated NCP and Congress. At that time, who has a stolen mandate? In Bihar, Nitish Kumar ji was contested election with BJP. We won 74 seats. Nitish Kumar won only 40 seats. We gave him CM's post, and then he had just he had a stolen mandate of Bihar and went with the Charachor convicted Lalu Prasad Yadav.
Okay.
What I am trying to say, BJP is not beneficiary, ma'am. Then as far as I am coming to now NCP defection. In NCP case also, Ajit Dada Pawar was sidelined. He was the true leader. It is Chhagan Bhujbal, who is a top Maharashtra
Rajiv ji,
OBC leader.
permit me to take these points to the NCP leader from the Sharad Pawar camp who's with us on the broadcast, Mr. KJ Josmon. Did Mr. Pawar not see it coming? He is being touted as the Chanakya in the opposition camp, somebody who's a suave politician who can predict his enemies. Did he not predict what was happening in his own party?
I will definitely answer your question. Before
Sure.
that, I just want to comment on the BJP leaders' references. He says Ajit Pawar was the true leader, true cadre, and he was a mass leader and everything. He was showering praises on Ajit Pawar. And the present deputy CM, who was the leader of opposition in 2014, have raised an allegation in assembly about 1 lakh crore irrigation scam. So, I would like to know what would be his opinion about the same allegation. Number two, when Mr. Eknath Shinde left Shiv Sena, he raised the reason, I can't work with a corrupt leader like Ajit Pawar. Now Ajit Pawar became washed, dried, and became a saint. So what kind of politics they are saying? He just a while ago, he was speaking about Nitish Kumar. When Nitish Kumar fought with the RJD and became CM, and when he crossed over to BJP, there were no ethics, no morality. So it's all BJP is dictating a kind of morality that suits to them. And this kind of, 2014 onwards, how many popular votes were being cheated? In Goa, BJP were not, BJP was even not the
I
first,
take that broad point that the mandate,
thing.
quote unquote, has been stolen in different states and no one single political party can claim moral immunity. Can you also come to the point that I raised with you, sir, about the foresight, about whatever that has happened? Did Mr. Sharad Pawar not see this coming through?
The Gamoji Shirke cheated Sambhaji Maharaj. Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj and handed over to the Mughals. Sambhaji would have been a bright, valiant king. But traitors can be traitors, and they can trait and they can backstabbing. That can happen at any moment. Any leader, however he will be revolutionary, however he will be far-sighted, but traitors can trait, backstabbers can backstab. Here some backstabbers are backstabbed, but Sharad Pawar will be remain as the leader of Maharashtra. The Maharashtra people will remain with him.
Rajiv ji, Rajiv Punj, I want to come to you, and this is a point that the NCP leader has raised, that at one point when Mahavikas Aghadi was brought down and there were criticisms and there were clear rifts and friction between Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar, and incidentally even at that point Ajit Pawar was holding the portfolio as the finance minister, and that may happen yet again. So this time when he has joined on the other side along with the BJP, how come your faction or your political party is so comfortable with it? Or does it decrease your stature within the present coalition government? Raj ji, आपका जवाब चाहूंगी इस पर।
जी जी, अनुषा जी, देखिए जिस प्रकार से हमारे एनसीपी के प्रवक्ता ये बात बोल रहे थे कि इस तरह से हुआ, एकनाथ शिंदे जी उस समय ये कह रहे थे और ये बातें बता रहे थे, तो पिछली बातों को ये बार बार उस चीज को कह रहे थे। ऐसे तो राजनीति के अंदर इतनी बड़ी बातें हैं एक दूसरे के प्रति, तो फिर वहां पर जाकर एक साथ क्यों मिलकर आगे चलते हैं? अगर महाराष्ट्र की जनता के लिए, महाराष्ट्र के विकास के लिए और प्रधानमंत्री जी की नीतियों के लिए, जो देश और विदेश में इतने विख्यात हैं, जिन्होंने इतने काम किए हैं, और जो पूरे महाराष्ट्र में आज आप देखिए जो रात में जिस प्रकार से राजीव जी कह रहे थे, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रवक्ता, कि जिस प्रकार से आप देखें, अगर जनता देख रही है इस समय महाराष्ट्र के अंदर जो कार्य हो रहे हैं, आप किसी भी जगह चले जाइए, हर जगह चर्चा का विषय वहां पर, और जो कार्य हो रहे हैं, जो काम हो रहे हैं, वो सराहनीय है। रात दिन लगे हुए, चाहे देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी हो या एकनाथ शिंदे साहब हो, जो भी है हमारे सीएम है, उस समय इस समय काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जनता के बीच में जाके कर रहे हैं। चाहे जनता दरबार हो, वहां पे आप देखिए रात तक लोगों की लाइन लगी होती है और रात तक वो वहां बैठकर उन चीजों का
राजी, अच्छी बात है कि जो लोगों के मुख्यमंत्री हैं वो लोगों के बीच में जाके काम कर रहे हैं। मैं उसको नकार नहीं रही हूँ। मेरा सवाल आपसे कुछ और था। जी
जस्ट कम टू द पॉइंट रेज भाई
जी,
वो देखिए अब इन्होंने दूसरी बात ये कही कि इस प्रकार से वो क्यों कह रहे हैं। देखिए राजनीति में वही जवाब मैं दे चुका हूँ कि कभी भी कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज कहीं पे भी करना पड़ता है। तो हर किसी के साथ मनभेद नहीं होते, मतभेद जरूर होते हैं राजनीति के अंदर हर किसी के। तो डेफिनेटली ये जो बात कह रहे हैं हो सकता है इसका भी कोई कारण हो, बट एनीहाउ अभी महाराष्ट्र की जनता का सवाल है, इस चीजों को बीच में नहीं लाना चाहिए, उसमें हमें आगे बढ़ना चाहिए। और अतिथि देवो भव हमारे टैगलाइन है देश की, तो हमारे बीच में अजीत दादा पवार साहब आए हैं और
नहीं, आपके सहकर्मी हैं या अतिथि हैं? मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है।
नहीं, अतिथि मतलब देखिए हमारे देश की टैगलाइन है अतिथि देवो भव। हमारे बीच में वो आए, हमारे साथ चलने के लिए आए, हमारी नीतियों के साथ, प्रधानमंत्री जी की नीतियों के साथ चलने के लिए आए। देश के विकास और प्रदेश के विकास को लेकर जो उन्होंने सोचा, जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने आगे कदम बढ़ाया,
मैं आप सभी से निवेदन करूंगी, and I want to bring in Tehseen also on the larger question of opposition unity and how does these development really affect it. Before that, there's a big piece of breaking news coming in. Let's register that. Let's cut across those developments coming in. This concerns the Bihar land for job scam. The CBI has charge sheeted Bihar Deputy Chief Minister Tejasvi Yadav and former Chief Minister Lalu Yadav and Rabdi Devi amongst others. This is the big piece of news coming in right now. Ashish Maharshi with us on the broadcast. Ashish, fill us with details.
So, if you remember, there was a scam which came to light, and this scam was basically related to when Lalu Prasad Yadav was occupying the senior most position in the railway ministry. At that point in time, certain people were basically given jobs. These were in Class C and Class D positions. And, in these jobs at that point in time, against that job, land was purchased by family members and close associates of Lalu Prasad Yadav. And interestingly, this land was purchased at a very cheap price. And finally, when the investigation happened, the CBI and the ED both registered a case, and they found an Excel sheet where a huge amount of money was exchanged, and that money was invested into a mall in Gurgaon. So here, what we are learning is that basically it's a land for job scam where Lalu Prasad Yadav and his family members purchased land from people who were basically given jobs.
And finally, Ashish, could you also just tell us a bit of timeline of this case? Because I remember this case predates 2014. It was somewhere filed between 2013 and 2014. Is that correct?
So, no, the case is new. Reason being that, the investigation was done at a later stage. But the finding is during the current government's regime. But ultimately, the investigation was done in this regime. But the scam was basically, the scam broke. The scam came to light during this regime only, but this happened during the UPA regime.
All right, Ashish Maharshi getting us all the details on that very important story. And I believe they're seen that somewhere in the larger scheme of opposition unity and what is happening in the run-up to 2024, all these developments are very important because one of the crucial limb of the argument is that the manner in which the developments have happened in Maharashtra, or all the leaders who have been under the scanner of the ED and CBI are the ones who, some of them have been sworn in the present government. Misuse of the agencies once again would be cited in Bihar, like it has been cited in Maharashtra as well. Tehseen.
Good evening, Anusha. Thank you so much for having me on your wonderful show. So I was actually going to start with something else till my friend Tejasvi's news broke out. So let me just start from there and go to Maharashtra because it's important. And while you were showing the breaking news, I was tweeting the two states where BJP is expected to do extremely poorly in the Lok Sabha elections 2024, as per surveys that have come out, various surveys, is Maharashtra 48 Lok Sabha seats and Bihar 40 seats. These are the two big states. They'll do phenomenally well in UP in 80. So what's happened with Maharashtra is going to repeat in Bihar. I said this yesterday on all the channels. So I am making this prediction. Anusha, everything is saved on the internet. I will join you when this happens in Bihar because
what do you mean like the same thing to happen in Bihar?
This is classic BJP, this charge cheating of Tejasvi. Now, Tejasvi, I know this case very well. In fact, there were also allegations of some apartments, 100 crore land. I am telling you on your channel, and this is something that Tejasvi told me, and I've tweeted it and I've said it many times. 100 crores land, na, sell it right now. Sell it right now. If it is 100 crores, sell it now. This nonsense, and I'm using this word with responsibility, 100 crores lands of Tejasvi. Karthi has a tennis court in Spain. Take Anusha and me and show us the tennis court in Spain. Where is it? How many years? DK Shiv Kumar, 9 crores recovered. Show us the cash. Then they change it to 9 lakhs. This is going on for years. It's a script. It's time tested and flopped. But they're going to do this in Bihar after Maharashtra. Now let's come to Maharashtra. See, I agree that I agree with what are most of the points that Rajiv made, though Rajiv is a political opponent.
Yeah.
The one constant in Maharashtra is and is the Congress, because that stood its ground. Now, let me come to NCP, and I'm going to be very critical. See, when this MVA alliance was formed, who was the speaker was Nana Patole resigned to become PCC president. And I know the new speaker was almost decided. We were all in, everything was done.
Yeah.
Ajit Pawar blocked the new speaker from coming. So when the MVA government toppled, who was the speaker? The deputy speaker from NCP, conveniently. Dilip Patil, who joined his cabinet today. He was home minister. You're telling me the home minister, DGP Maharashtra, did not know 15 MLAs, ministers including, are going from Maharashtra to Gujarat with Maharashtra police? Who was it? Who gave Devendra Fadnavis the first clean sheet? Ajit Pawar.
All right.
This business, Anusha, I'll just take 30 seconds.
Sure.
This business of this Pawar family, and I come from Pune, that's supposed to be their bastion. I have seen this. You guys will not know in Delhi. 2008, Ajit Pawar did something called a Pune pattern in Pune, where despite NCP being in an alliance with Congress, in the center, state and city...
And I'll just come back to you. There's a word coming in from Mr. Eknath Shinde as well. Let's try and listen into that.
सरकार आम्ही स्थापन केलं आणि जे सर्वसामान्य माणसाच्या मनामध्ये होतं युतीचं सरकार, शिवसेना भाजप युतीचं सरकार हवं होतं, ते आम्ही एक वर्षभरापूर्वी स्थापन केलं. आणि म्हणून त्या बाळासाहेबांच्या, दिघे साहेबांच्या आदर्शावर त्यांनी दिलेली शिकवण जी आहे त्याच्यावर आम्ही पुढे जातोय. या राज्यामध्ये सर्वसामान्य माणसाच्या पाठीशी नेहमी बाळासाहेब उभे राहायचे आणि म्हणजे सरकार देखील सर्वसामान्य माणसाच्या पाठीशी उभं राहिलेलं आहे. मी बाकी जास्त आज काय बोलत नाही. हे राज्य सर्वसामान्यांच्या हिताचे निर्णय घेते. सर्वसामान्यांना वाटते आपलं सरकार आहे आणि म्हणून हेच आमच्यासाठी फार मोठी कामाची पोच पावती आहे. आणि म्हणून मी हिंदू हृदय सम्राट बाळासाहेब ठाकरे यांना विनम्र अभिवादन करतो. आणि गुरुपौर्णिमेच्या निमित्त भावना आपल्या सगळ्यांना माहीत आहे की सगळ्यांच्या भावना बाळासाहेबांच्या प्रती एक जर आम्ही गुरुपौर्णिमेच्या संपूर्ण राज्यात साजरे करायचे त्या भावना, त्या आठवणी त्या आहेत. त्यांचा आशीर्वाद आहे, त्यांच्या शुभेच्छा पाठीशी आहेत, म्हणून आम्ही काम केलं.
From Mr. Eknath Shinde, he was talking about the schemes of the government and how on Guru Purnima, today is the auspicious occasion of Guru Purnima, and how Balasaheb Thackeray continues to be the leader for them. Tehseen was earlier making an interesting point about the manner in which allegedly the central agencies have been... I'll come back to you. राजीव जी आपके पास ही आ रही हूँ. आपके पास और मैं एनसीपी का भी इस पे रिएक्शन चाहूंगी, उस पे भी जा रही हूँ. मिस्टर केजे जोसेमोन के पास भी जा रही हूँ. Tehseen, 30 seconds to you. Finish your point, then I want to take your reaction from BJP and NCP.
I've seen NCP from my childhood in Pune and Western Maharashtra. And I'd always tell, in fact, I would tell if I ever contest Pune, BJP can never defeat me. Ajit Pawar, if he was in this alliance, would make sure I've lost.
Right.
And I've seen so much Ajit Pawar done. I don't trust this uncle's nephew due at all. I still don't believe that Mr. Pawar is not on board with this. This is something that I've
We
seen.
will have Mr. Josemon respond to that. But Rajiv ji, first a response from you. Please go ahead.
Only two things.
Yes.
First, today, Tehseen Poonawala Sahab is very happy. All Congress supports from inside are very happy that NCP is destroyed.
अरे ते लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन यांना दिले जितेंद्र अवॉर्डला. They've given the leader of opposition
one at a time. No, BJP right now. Then
sorry.
Yes. Please go ahead. Rajiv ji, go ahead.
Tehseen is very happy. Second point, Tehseen said, "Show me the flat and money." I'm inviting him day after tomorrow. I'm in Delhi. That how in 4 lakhs rupees, Lalu Prasad's son Tejasvi has 150 crores bungalow in Friends Colony. I will take him to that place. You tell him to come at 5 o'clock. I will be in New Friends Colony.
All right, let's move to another point. Let's move to another point.
So
Yes.
now I'm coming. The issue is, you know, don't blame others. First, you have to look within. Whether it is Uddhav Thackeray or whether it is Sharad Pawar Sahab, the reason is they are trying to promote their incompetent heirs, whether their son, their daughter, their party cadres and their real leaders.
But Rajiv ji, I think the most logical question to ask you right now is that if these फैमिली सेंट्रिक पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज या परिवारवाद की राजनीति आप जिसकी बात करते हैं, अगर ये दिक्कत है तो अजीत पवार भी उसी राजनीति का हिस्सा है और वो आकर तो उनने आपके साथ हाथ जोड़ लिया है.
Anusha ji, if tomorrow Ajit Pawar ji tried to force his son on the party and one competent, that time again this will happen. I am trying to say something else. What I am saying,
all right,
Mr.
Joseph,
Ajit Pawar ji has done work.
No, I just need 1
Understand?
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Let me bring in others as well.
Your son or daughter to on the party.
All right, Mr. Josimon, I go back to the question that I had asked you initially. That is it possible that Mr. Sharad Pawar did not know about this rebellion?
I will answer you. Give me 30 seconds.
Yes, please go ahead.
Seconds.
Yes.
Mr. Poonawala yesterday also were very vocal about some alliances Mr. Ajit Pawar made in Pune Nagar Palika, Pune Municipal Corporation. But let me remind him, when we were an alliance in Gujarat, Congress Party have earmarked some assembly segments for us. And what happened, in one of these segments, Congress has fielded a candidate with heart symbol in party's official symbol.
Okay.
So it was an assembly election. Yes, very important state assembly elections where Congress can play all these kind of things. But he has got some problem with Ajit Pawar, Pawar family and all. I don't think this is a place to elaborate all these kind of things. Now we are thinking about the democratic process of the country, the secular pattern of our country, our constitutional values. Here also we are not supposed to just slugging only these kind of issues. And your question, if Mr. Pawar would have been knowing this, he would have obviously he would have blocked such any kind of move. It was a trait, it was a backstabbing. They have done it, and we are ready to face it. We will fight back in 2019 also. So many big leaders, big wigs have left NCP, but we came back in double force. That's going to happen. One more thing I will just like to remind you.
Yes.
After Shinde government sworn in, there were 3 assembly by-elections happened in Maharashtra. Who have won them? One of the seats which was near Pune, I forget its name, it was being held by BJP for last 27 years. And it was being, in that by-election, the BJP candidate defeated and Congress won that seat.
Okay.
So they were saying that there was a lot of argument, lot of vigas, lot of other things. But the people of Maharashtra, when they voted against NDA. And APMC elections, 81 APMC elections were held. And BJP could manage only 15 or 16.
All right, point taken. Point taken. Yes.
Could not win even one single.
Point taken. I'll take those questions to the BJP. I'll take those questions before I go back to Tehseen Poonawala. Raj Punj, I'm coming back to you. कई लोगों का ये मानना है कि कहीं ना कहीं अजीत पवार और उनके समर्थक आज जब महाराष्ट्र की सरकार में जुड़ गए हैं तो एकनाथ शिंदे उनका पॉलिटिकल स्टैचर या जिस तरह से वो पहले बीजेपी से बागेन कर पा रहे थे, उनका एक अपना रुतबा था, या जिस तरह से आप एक अलायंस में थे और आपका एक पॉलिटिकल स्टैचर था, कहीं ना कहीं वो सब कुछ कम हो गया है क्योंकि अब बीजेपी के पास अजीत पवार में एक तरह का ऑप्शन है. कैसे देखते हैं आप इस पूरे तर्क को?
जी अनुषा जी, सबसे बड़ी बात यह है इसमें कि शिंदे साहब ने कभी भी नहीं कहा कि मुझे सीएम बनाए, और शीर्ष नेतृत्व जो है भारतीय जनता पार्टी का, उनका ये चयन था, उन्होंने ही उनको उस सीट पे लाके खड़ा किया. तो इसमें कहने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. किसी को सबको मालूम है कि इस प्रकार से उन्होंने कहीं इस पे कोई बार्गेन नहीं किया, कुछ नहीं किया. हाँ, जो एक विचारधारा है, आइडियोलॉजी, वहां पर सबसे बड़ी बात थी. द मेन थिंग इज आइडियोलॉजी. जो अपना शिवसेना की आइडियोलॉजी थी, जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ चुनाव लड़ा था, उसी को उन्होंने आगे बढ़ाया.
लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं शिवसेना की विचारधारा और एनसीपी की विचारधारा में बहुत बड़ा अंतर है. तो क्या अब विचारधारा आपके लिए मायने नहीं रखती?
देखिए, हम अपनी विचारधारा पे आज भी हैं. हम अपनी विचारधारा पे आज भी हैं. और हाँ, अगर अजीत दादा पवार साहब हमारे साथ आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं उस चीजों के साथ, और जिस चीजों पे हम चल रहे हैं महाराष्ट्र के विकास के लिए और प्रधानमंत्री जी की नीतियों के लिए, तो उसके लिए बिल्कुल उनका स्वागत है. वो बिल्कुल हमारे साथ चलेंगे और इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं. कहीं भी महाराष्ट्र में कहीं भी कोई ऐसी इशू नहीं है, कहीं भी ऐसा कोई अपने किसी के मन के अंदर.
I have last few minutes on the show. Tehseen, coming back to you. We were talking about the larger question of opposition unity, the stature of Mr. Sharad Pawar, and he has said that forget the legal route. He will go to the people and ensure that the party is once again built from the scratch, and this is not going to be any damage to the party. I am seeing this in the context of 2024 and the kind of role Mr. Sharad Pawar was supposed to have played.
So that's all nice. I just want to ask one question to the NCP leader and to everybody here. Why is leader of opposition Jitendra Award? It should be Nana Patole. Congress is the single largest opposition. So you want to play a role. You want leader of opposition. You want deputy chief minister when in an alliance. You want to run the government. It doesn't work like that. Alliance biggest partner is Congress. Congress should get the respect. It is the single most biggest party in Maharashtra. And you should give the Congress respect. Why is Jitendra Awad leader of opposition? I don't understand this kind of politics. And frankly, I don't believe anything in Maharashtra NCP happens without Mr. Pawar Senior's knowledge. It is akin, Praful Patel sitting there is akin to the Honorable Home Minister backstabbing the Honorable Prime Minister politically. Is it possible? It's not. You telling me that Praful Patel sitting there with Ajit Pawar ji and Honorable Sharad Pawar ji didn't know? I've seen this. You guys in Delhi are seeing it now. I've seen this all my life in Western Maharashtra. It started in 1978. Maharashtra politics, this has all started in 1978. This is only a culmination. But the BJP and Rajiv ji saying it is end to dynastic politics. Ajit Pawar made a son path fight in elections. Please, the dynasty out there, BJP in Maharashtra is a dynastic party, more dynastic than Congress.
राजीव जी, मैं वापस आती हूँ आपके पास और आपसे मैं विचारधारा पे बात करना चाहूंगी क्योंकि बीजेपी ने बोला बार बार कि जिस तरह उद्धव ठाकरे ने एनसीपी और कांग्रेस के साथ हाथ मिलाया, उन्होंने विचारधारा को कहीं ना कहीं डिफीट कर दिया था, पीछे रख दिया था और राजनीतिक फायदों के लिए वो अपनी आइडियोलॉजी, अपनी कोर आइडियोलॉजी और अपने मुद्दों को भूल गए। अब एनसीपी और शिवसेना, एकनाथ शिंदे फैक्शन जब एक साथ आ रहे हैं और बीजेपी भी अलायंस में है, तो क्या विचारधारा का प्रश्न नहीं आता?
अनुषा जी, देखिए विचारधारा जो है ना, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की विचारधारा है, जो हम जिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ है, जिनके साथ हम काम करते हैं
जी,
जो हमारा पेरेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, मैं तो क्लियरली कहूंगा हमारा एक परिवार है, उसकी विचारधारा पिछले 100 साल से नहीं बदली। आप अगर हमारा पहला मैनिफेस्टो उठा के देख लेंगे ना, उस मैनिफेस्टो पे हम आज भी काम कर रहे हैं। आवर मैनिफेस्टो हैड abolition of Article 370, Ram Mandir, UCC. Now you see UCC is coming. UCC, Honorable Prime Minister has spoken. So I am happy that today's the ideology of Devendra Bhai Modi, Ajit Dada Pawar is and Chhagan Bhujbal and Dhananjay Munde is and Bansode Sahib is coming and saying yes, it is required, UCC is required because they have joined. Shiv Sena and BJP has same ideology, except because of the selfish gain by a particular leader, they joined hands with NCP and Congress. You just imagine, BJP and Shiv Sena is the oldest ally in Maharashtra. Only this was aberration of 1 year, Anusha ji. Now BJP and Shiv Sena has same ideology. I am very happy that Ajit Dada Pawar, every right-thinking person will support every ideological issue of BJP. Understand?
Well,
making Rashtra as a param. Just one last slide. What I'm saying, what I'm trying to say, Maharashtra has witnessed the growth under the leadership of Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis ji. You go in any area of Maharashtra, you come to Mumbai, I will show you.
The same thing Mr. Eknath Shinde was saying some time ago, and we have seen those advertisements also that Mr. Eknath Shinde had put out. I'm sorry, gentlemen, that's all the time I have on the show. That's all the time I have on the show. Mr. Rajiv Pandey, KJ Josimon, Tehseen Poonawala, Rajiv Punj, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. We'll continue to have some guests for our second debate as well. But before that, there's some latest news coming in. Let's cut across to this. There is no relief for the former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. This concerns the Liquorgate scam that happened here in the national capital. He's been under the custody and under the scanner of the central agencies, including the CBI and the Enforcement Directorate. Today, the Delhi High Court has denied bail in the money laundering case. That's the big word really coming in. As far as this case is concerned, the money laundering case, for you to secure a bail in this case, under the provisions of the PMLA Act, is a very tricky task. There is a triple test that has been put in. More importantly, it is important to have to convince the court that once you step out, you are unlikely to influence the witnesses or the case which is pending. So this is the denial of bail to former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia in the money laundering case by the Delhi High Court. Those are the developments coming in. He has been in custody of the Enforcement Directorate and earlier of the CBI. Let me take in a quick word from my colleague Arunima, who is with us on the broadcast. Arunima, the reason for that denial?
The High Court was very clear on that, the way this conspiracy was hatched, it was clear as to what the Deputy Chief Minister, the former Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi was getting into, the fact that he is in position of influence, the fact that Enforcement Directorate has put out how there was deliberate attempt to destroy evidence. All of this, I think, went against the Deputy Chief Minister, that not just conspiracy, not just trying to dupe the exchequer, but also once the investigation began, a deliberate attempt to destroy evidence. That I think the phones that he had, the charge is that he destroyed multiple phones and cards were thrown away. Files can't be found, files which could be crucial to this investigation. So that charge is significant. That if you are set out on bail, you could influence witnesses again, you could destroy evidence once again.
Arunima getting us all the reasons and perspective as to why that order was filed and passed by the Delhi High Court. Thank you, Arunima, for getting us all the details. Well, we'll continue tracking this story and much more here on CNN News 18. Up next on the other side, the political fight continues on the pitch of the Uniform Civil Court, which is the need of the hour. But is politics hijacking a crucial reform across the country? That debate after a quick break.
Questions were raised as to why did Uddhav Thackeray step down as chief minister. If he would have stayed, there was a possibility that his government could be reinstated. Here, with the number game, if the number game goes in the favor of Ajit Pawar, considering he's saying that he would be called as the NCP party, but on the other hand, as a precautionary measure, because so that there's no anti-defection that can take place, and the case clearly goes in the favor of NCP. We saw that Jitendra Ahad had reached out to the speaker as well. He in fact wrote a letter to Election Commission reinstating that it is with Sharad Pawar that the party lays with them and the leader of opposition. Though right now, as per the number games, as is being claimed by Ajit Pawar, the largest party, largest single party in opposition right now is Congress. But we've seen that NCP has clearly laid out that the leader of opposition right now is from NCP, which is Jitendra Ahad. So here there are grounds being laid. There's groundwork which is being done, a solid groundwork, so that if any kind of a legal action that takes place after this, it goes in their favor, because while these MLAs have moved out of NCP, while they are sitting MLAs, it goes as a defection from the existing party. But the previous Shiv Sena order of Supreme Court, in fact, threw light as to how, while there being a whip, while there was already there was a leader from the party, with the number game going in the favor of Eknath Shinde, the court case went in his favor, which is why, in order to avoid any kind of such repercussion later on, we're seeing that NCP is laying out solid groundwork. NCP with Sharad Pawar is laying out a very solid groundwork, and going further, that's why they've approached the Election Commission and also the Speaker of the Assembly.
How have the other Ghadi leaders reacted to this, also beyond this, considering the fact that posters have been raised about Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray coming together? What have the other Ghadi leaders really said about these developments?
So other Ghadi leaders, when like we speak of, for that matter, for Shiv Sena, or in fact for that matter of Congress, we've seen a lot of them raising questions on the stance taken by Ajit Pawar. We're also seeing that some of these leaders who are a part of the coalition have already spoken to Sharad Pawar, extending support to them. So here the stance of Mahavikas Aghadi leaders is quite clear that they are supporting Sharad Pawar. On the other hand, when we've spoken to various of our sources in BJP, they've said that as of now the stance for BJP is quite clear that they would want to go ahead for an election under Eknath Shinde as the chief minister. So here there's a clear-cut divide. We've seen that be it Congress or be it for that matter the Shiv Sena with Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray, they have clearly extended support to Sharad Pawar. Some of them also stating that it is the future of Eknath Shinde which looks bleak with NCP coming forth. And this is something that we've also seen is a stance that has been taken by leaders who are a part of Sharad Pawar camp. They've also stated that the future of Eknath Shinde looks bleak because clearly there were people with Eknath Shinde. There were party leaders with Eknath Shinde. There were several ministers who were expecting that with the expansion of cabinet taking place, they will get some more key portfolios. However, now with NCP coming in, their chances look bleak because the expansion would now have to accommodate NCP leaders. Which is where, while there is a strong MVA that we see, though the number game with the MVA is not very clear. Let us understand that the number game right now seems dicey about how many leaders, how many key positions or how many MLAs that the MVA still has, considering that it has been Ajit Pawar's faction which has clearly been stating that they have support of more than 40 people. As of now, there is nothing on ground to claim that these 40 people are with Ajit Pawar. On the other hand, when you speak of Sharad Pawar's faction, they seem quite confident and according to them, there is the entire game, the entire strategy of what really took place yesterday would be revealed only in the next 2 days. So here, the question, of course, also raises about something that we've already discussed, about whether Sharad Pawar was in the know-how of what was really taking place. Because let us understand that while Ajit Pawar had clearly stated a few weeks back that he does not want to be the leader of opposition, he wants a key position in NCP. Apart from that, Patil, who was appointed as a working president by Sharad Pawar, has also gone in with Ajit Pawar. This in fact raises quite a lot of questions about whether all this that took place was under the blessings of Sharad Pawar. This is something that we've seen has been reiterated by various people saying, who are with Ajit Pawar, saying that everything that's taking place is with the blessings of everyone in NCP involved. So here there are various speculations that are being made right now, but we're too premature to in fact conclude as to what really is taking place in the NCP and Maharashtra politics on the large as a whole. Yeah.
Now, after the coup by Ajit Pawar, one of the MNS leaders, Lakshman Patil, has put up banners near the Shiv Sena Bhavan. The banner asks Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray to come together. And beyond this, there's more breaking news coming in.
Welcome back, and let's talk about that stinging debate which is underway in the country. The Uniform Civil Code, the Parliamentary Standing Committee for Law and Justice, has concluded its meeting on the UCC. According to sources, the panel was informed about the procedure ahead, but opposition parties, including Shiv Sena, while supporting the bill in principle, have asked, what is the hurry? Parties like DMK, Congress and BRS have questioned the government intent, with many tribal states raising concerns. 19 lakh suggestions have been received by the Law Commission. The deadline is the 13th of July. Opposition MPs allege that government is making a pitch, keeping the elections in mind. The committee will hold more such meetings. The UCC debate has divided the opposition and the NDA, but the uniformity in justice is something that the makers of Constitution had envisioned. What is it that has withheld this reform for all these decades after independence? That's the question that we focus on Viewpoint tonight. Joining us on the broadcast is Rajiv Pandey of the BJP. Tehseen Poonawala, who's a political analyst, continues to be with us on the show. Maulana Shahabuddin Razvi Barelvi is also joining us on the broadcast, who's the director of Islamic Research Center. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the broadcast. Maulana साहब, सबसे पहले आपके पास आऊंगी. एक कैंपेन चलाया जा रहा है शरिया को बचाने के लिए. मेरा सीधा सवाल आपसे ये है कि जब कोई भी प्रजातंत्र पूरी दुनिया में, no other democracy in the world has a parallel verse of personal laws, why should India have a code that permits Sharia law in the country? मौलाना साहब.
देखिए, जो यूसीसी का मामला है, इस सिलसिले में मुस्लिम तंजीमों की तरफ से शरिया बचाओ आंदोलन चलाया जा रहा है, और ये वाजिब भी है जब शरीयत पर हमला हो, जब शरीयत में मुदाखलत हो और कानून बना करके मुदाखलत की जाए, तो उस पर बचाव के लिए तहरीक चलाना, आंदोलन चलाना वाजिब हो जाता है। अभी जो उत्तराखंड ने सामान्य नागरिक संहिता पर अपना जो एक इंदिया पेश किया है, नजरिया पेश किया है, वहां की जो महिला जज हैं, यूसीसी की चेयरमैन बनाई गई हैं, उन्होंने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की थी, उसके माध्यम से जो चीजें निकल के आई हैं वो ये है कि नंबर 1, इस्लाम ने तलाक देने का अधिकार औरतों को दिया है, मगर उसमें कानून ये बनाया जा रहा है कि औरतों को भी अधिकार होगा तलाक देने का। नंबर 2, शरीयत का सीधा सीधा कुरान और हदीस का नजरिया है, और स्पष्ट आयतें भी हैं और हदीस भी हैं कि तलाकशुदा औरत अगर वो दूसरे शौहर से शादी करना चाहती है तो इद्दत करेगी, हलाला करेगी, मगर उसको खत्म किया जा रहा है, उस पर प्रतिबंध लगाया जा रहा है हलाला और इद्दत पर। नंबर 3, एक मर्द एक शादी कर सकता है और 2 बच्चे पैदा कर सकता है, इससे ज्यादा नहीं। अगर वो करता है, 3 बच्चे हो जाएंगे, तो फिर उसको जो हुकूमत की तरफ से स्कीमों में मुराद दी जा रही हैं, सहूलतें दी जा रही हैं, वो तमाम सहूलतें छीन ली जाएंगी, यहाँ तक कि वोट देने का अधिकार उसका खत्म कर दिया जाएगा। नंबर 4,
जी
कोई भी शख्स अगर शादी करता है तो उसका रजिस्ट्रेशन कराना जरूरी होगा, अगर रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं कराता है तो वो मुजरिम गर्दाना जाएगा। इस तरीके से जो मसाइल हैं वो उसमें कॉमन सिविल कोड में लाए जा रहे हैं। ये सीधे सीधे तौर पर शरीयत में मुदाखलत है।
नहीं, मौलाना साहब, चाहे अमेरिका हो, चाहे ब्रिटेन हो, या कोई भी बड़ा देश हो जहां मुसलमान एक बड़ी तादाद में मौजूद हैं, और ये सारे मुसलमान जो हैं इस्लाम को मानने वाले हैं, गॉड फियरिंग मुस्लिम्स हैं, वहां पर तो शरीयत लागू नहीं होता। किसी भी प्रजातंत्र में, किसी भी डेमोक्रेसी में जहां कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, रूल ऑफ लॉ है, इस्लामिक देश नहीं है, वहां पर शरीयत नहीं लगता हिंदुस्तान के अलावा, और वहां पर भी मुसलमान मुसलमान ही रहता है। तो अगर इस देश में एक ही विधान रहेगा, एक यूनिफॉर्म कोड रहेगा, समान नागरिक संहिता रहेगी, तो फिर किसी भी धर्म को कैसे खतरा हो सकता है?
देखिए, 1947 में मुल्क आजाद हुआ और उस वक्त से लेकर के आज 75 साल तक जो है वो कहीं भी कॉमन सिविल कोड की बात नहीं की गई। इस 75 साल में लोग क्या कर रहे थे? 75 साल में भी तो कानून चल रहा था, समाज चल रहा था, लोग चल रहे थे और देश चल रहा था। और आज भी देश चल रहा है। कॉमन सिविल कोड नहीं है फिर भी देश चल रहा है। पिछले 10 सालों में नहीं था तो भी देश चलता रहा, और आइंदा सालों में नहीं आएगा कॉमन सिविल कोड तो भी देश चलता रहेगा।
प्रश्न या सवाल तो ये होता है ना मौलाना साहब कि देश किस तरह से चल रहा है। राजीव जी, मैं आपको लाना चाहूंगी इस पूरे डिस्कशन में। इतने सालों तक हमारे पास एक समान नागरिक संहिता नहीं थी और देश बिल्कुल ठीक ठाक चल रहा था। अचानक आप यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड लाने की बात करते हैं। Isn't this a political stunt?
Anusha ji, this is not a Hindu-Muslim debate.
Right.
No religious person, whether he's a Hindu, Christian, Sikh, minority, this, that, can say that, you cannot make it. Because our founding fathers, in Constituent Assembly, it was debated. It was in the draft assembly, it was Article 38. Then in Article 44, this under directive principle was brought, UCC. And in that, this starts with that government shall. Same like Article 370, that government will, it's an interim provision. Congress party did not do it for vote bank politics. We are not going into that and saying if something bad was happening for thousands of years, can we say that we will continue like this? On this channel, he is saying halala. This Islamic scholar wants halala to be regularized and to be accepted. You know how 50% of population of Muslim will react to this. Every Maulana will say, no, halala is must, iddat is must. I do not know, I do not have that kind of knowledge about the Islamic laws and all. But I wish to state, it is like bringing UCC is like completing the dream of Baba Sahab Ambedkar. You should read what Baba Sahab Ambedkar said, that for succession, till 1937, all Muslims were behaving like Hindus.
Yes,
Hindu laws
and that is why the Shariat Application Act 1937 was actually brought in, so that the Muslim. That is why. Yes.
One line. What I'm trying to say, there is a uniform criminal code. This Maulana Sahab should never ask if somebody is committing rape, then that person should be killed by a stone pelting. He wants no Sharia law for crime, but he wants civil laws because they want to exploit women.
Okay.
And this is not about the Muslim. I want to time and again say, in Hindus also there are a lot of problems.
No,
Many
but
people may
you know,
oppose from
Rajiv ji,
Hindus also.
I've always maintained on the debates on Uniform Civil Code that we will have to address the elephant in the room, which is the Muslim personal law. Hindu personal law, Christian personal law, laws pertaining to Parsis, all of that has been codified to a certain extent. The Muslim personal law has been left untouched and the reforms are pending. Until you address the problem like it is, you wouldn't be able to solve it. Tehseen, I want your arguments. I mean, this has become a highly polarizing issue, and in fact, there is a campaign which has been started of saving Sharia. That Sharia should survive, in Muslim personal law. It should be allowed under the Indian Constitution. Do you think any modern democracy and their courts should enforce Sharia?
I'm going to be very blunt on your show. All of this saving Sharia campaigns will only polarize our country and help the BJP. If your aim is to throw the BJP out, stop all of this. First of all, come on a show and say halala and this and that. What is going on? What exactly is going on? And number two, most importantly, if you want Sharia in civil laws, why don't you want Sharia in criminal laws? Where if you rob, hands should be cut. There you want secular laws. So please, all of this is being done to help the BJP, and the BJP is polarizing it. All these campaigns are being done to help the BJP. This is, I agree with Rajiv, this is not a Hindu-Muslim issue at all. For example, in the highest polygamy is amongst tribals, not amongst Hindu and Muslim. The polygamy is the same. 84% of the girls below the age of 10 who get married are Hindu girls, not Muslim girls.
But that's a crime.
So, that's a crime. I agree.
Right? Yeah.
So in Gujarat, from where the Honorable Prime Minister, Most Honorable Home Minister comes, there's Maitri Karar, where a Hindu man can officially have a girlfriend outside his marriage. In Goa, where there's the UCC, a Hindu man above the age of 30 can marry a second time if he doesn't have a girl child.
That needs to go. That needs to go.
So all this needs to go. So let's debate on this. There is no proposal before us. The Honorable Prime Minister has not put a proposal. जो बच्चा पैदा नहीं हुआ, आप उसके मुंडन की तैयारी कर रहे हो, उस पर प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं शरिया पे। मैं एक चीज मौलाना साहब से पूछते, अपनी बात समाप्त करता हूं। मौलाना साहब, आप शरिया को फॉलो करते ना? शरिया में तो कैमरा पे आना, वीडियोग्राफी भी हराम है, तो फिर आप क्यों आ रहे हो? All of this is being done to polarize. Don't polarize it. If it is gender justice and the Honorable Prime Minister says there will be no polygamy,
मुझे एक बात है तहसीन जो आपने एक सेकंड one second no one second मौलाना साहब one at a time can I just have Maulana Barelvi right now? One second Maulana Saab, my question to you is, and this is I believe an important point that the BJP and तहसीन पुलावाला also raised, दोनों ने आपसे एक प्रश्न किया कि क्या आप हलाला जैसी जो रस्में हैं या जो कस्टमरी प्रैक्टिसेस हैं जो औरतों के खिलाफ कहीं ना कहीं एक तरीके की नाइंसाफी है, क्या इन सब का समर्थन करते हैं? मैं ये बात आपसे साफ पूछना चाहती हूँ। मौलाना जी बोलिए।
देखिए, ये लोग जो है शरीयत की भाषा को नहीं जानते हैं, शरीयत की रुमूज़ और नुकात हैं, उसूल और ज़ाब्ते हैं, नहीं जानते। इनको कुरान नहीं आता है, इनको हदीस नहीं आता।
उनको छोड़ दीजिए, मैं आपसे सवाल पूछ रही हूँ।
एक सवाल पूछ लूं मैं
आपसे सवाल पूछ रही हूँ।
मसला शरई की तो एक जवाब नहीं दे सकते हैं।
मौलाना साहब,
क्या हैसियत है इनको पूछने की?
मौलाना साहब, मैं आपसे सवाल पूछ रही हूँ।
एनालिसिस करें, अपने गिरबान में झांक के देखें।
मौलाना साहब, आपने जवाब दे दिया है, आपने उन लोगों को जवाब दे दिया है। एक प्रश्न
लल्ला चुप्पो की बात मत करें।
मौलाना साहब, एक प्रश्न है जो मैंने आपसे पूछा है, अगर आप मुझे उसका उत्तर दे सके। मौलाना साहब, इस तरह से
लागू नहीं किया जा सकता है। हिंदुस्तान का
Can I have the BJP please? I want to cut back to the BJP and Rajiv Pandey and get a voice on this. Rajiv ji, as we close the debate, there are two important points that have been raised. Number one, there is no proposal before us right now, and in the absence of a proposal, this becomes gaslighting or some kind of a dog whistle. Secondly, there are various issues pertaining to the tribal communities and the Northeast that have been raised when it comes to a uniform civil code. In the absence of a concrete proposal, is this mere politicking? Rajiv ji, please go ahead.
Anusha ji, right now already Law Commission has put an up to 31st July, everybody should give their suggestion. You know, in democracy, before making any law, you have to first discuss that, debate that. Right now in this country, Anusha ji is discussing this issue. Lakhs of people must be watching. They will go on the net, search what is UCC, what Baba Saheb Ambedkar said about UCC, what Tehseen Poonawalla is saying about UCC, what Rajiv Pandey is saying, and they will make opinion. They will, you know, for every lawmaking process, the first part is that people should discuss. So now that discussion is going on. Honorable Prime Minister said, one nation, one civil laws, like one criminal law.
Okay, as we end the debate, Rajiv ji, why did it take 9 years? Why right before the elections?
I'll tell you. Ma'am, Anusha ji, the issue is very simple. You know, this question was asked when after 5 years, we abrogated Article 370. You know, government has their own priority. What is the reason? You know,
you see, it's the priority of the government. I'm very sorry. That's all the time I have. Rajiv Pandey and Maulana Saab, Tehseen Poonawalla. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the broadcast. I've absolutely run out of time. UCC is a topic we'll continue to debate here on Viewpoint. Here's another bit of information. The Mukesh Ambani-led Jio Bharat has launched an internet-enabled phone at an all-time low cost of $999. This is Jio's attempt to ramp up plans to create a 2G Mukt Bharat. The aim remains to ensure the scalability of the platform and upgrade millions of phone users. In comparison to other operators in the market, the Jio plans are 30% cheaper and offer 7 times more data. This will mark the beginning of digital freedom for 250 million feature phone users and will also bridge the digital divide. The beta trial will be starting the 7th of July and will be rolled out across 6,500 tehsils. Shibani from CNBC TV18 is joining us on the broadcast. Shibani, tell us more about this digital revolution of sorts which is expected to bridge the digital divide in the country.
Anusha, absolutely. As you mentioned, this is, Reliance Jio's attempt to accelerate its 2G Mukt Bharat vision. There are still a lot of customers today that use 2G devices. And, this device is specially targeted towards those customers to give them an internet-enabled phone offering, capability, and along with, of course, Reliance Jio network. So this device, although is very, very compact in form factor, and I have used this device, is packed with features. For example, some of the things that, this device includes is, first, let me tell you, it has 3 Jio apps, including Jio Cinema.
Right, Shivani, as you get us all the details, thank you so much for putting all of that into perspective, a digital revolution of sorts. Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Viewpoint. Plain Speak follows up next.
Welcome everyone. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. A day after Ajit Pawar once again joined the BJP in power in Maharashtra, the Pawar versus Pawar battle has gone to the next level now. A short while ago, Ajit Pawar reiterated his claim that he has support of over 40 NCP MLAs and that he now controls the party and its symbol. But we haven't really seen so many MLAs